Samantha from Samantha Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you how to create a pansy cane, and we're going to use it in a project. So here is a rough idea of what the project will look like. We're going to have more flowers over here, and they are going to be purple pansies, and of course it will be nice and shiny and everything, but this is basically what we're going to be making today. So I've got some pre-mixed colour recipes that I'm going to be using today. You can use any colours you want, but I just thought that these would look nice because they're going to have a nice moody kind of twilight purple effect to them. So starting with colour 1. Colour 1 is going to be, which is the lightest colour, is going to be used in the Skinner blend for our main petals. It's also going to be, alright, so never mind which Skinner blends which. You're just going to need a Skinner blend that's going to have colour 1, colour 2 and colour 3 in it. Then a Skinner blend that has white, colour 1, colour 2 and colour 3 in it. And then a Skinner blend that has colour 3 and colour 4 in it. And those are the Skinner blends that you're going to need. Then you're going to need colour 4 on its own in a sheet, just like that. Then you're going to need colour 5 and colour 6 together in a Skinner blend on their own. So again, white, colour 1, colour 2 and colour 3. Next Skinner blend, colour 1, colour 2, colour 3, colour 3, colour 4 on its own, and then colour 5 and colour 6 in a Skinner blend on its own. Okay, so I'm going to turn each of these into fully processed Skinner blends. I just have them like this now to show you what they look like. And when they've been turned into Skinner blends, we can move on to the next step. Okay, so I have finished the Skinner blends. So I'll just go through. This is colour number 4 on its own, and I've done a sheet. And all of our sheets, this sheet is 1mm thick. Okay, then this is the Skinner blend with colour number 3 and 4. And again, this is a nice long sheet, however long I could get it. And it is 1mm thick. Then I've got another sheet over here, and this is the Skinner blend with white, colour number 1, colour number 2 and colour number 3, and again 1mm thick. And then I have another Skinner blend which I'll prepare a little bit more later on, which has colour number 2, colour number 1, number 2 and number 3 in it. Okay, so we're going to be preparing the kind of centre area of our pansy. And then we will do the outside petals later. So let's start. Okay, so I'm going to cut this into sections. So I'll bring up a tissue blade. I'm just quickly going to trim off this end and this end. Just bring this up. Okay, and I'm just going to trim it into segments. Now it doesn't matter this part, all you need to know is that my sheet is 1mm thick. So I'm just going to trim off a few pieces. You would carry on doing that, but for the sake of time I'm not going to spend that much time on it. Then I will do the same here, just trim up that end and then cut strips. I'll move that out of the way, and I'll do the same for this one quickly. Okay, so then what I want to do is I want to have one of these pieces. Now you'll see that it has a light end and a dark end. So you want to lay it with the light end facing towards you. Then you want to take this one and you want to take the dark end, which is basically the same colour, and you want to face it away, so that the white meets up with this. And don't worry about making it a flush shade, so that's fine. Okay, so you want it exactly like that, so the light end needs to be facing this one's light end. Okay, then you'll just take the solid colour, which is over here, and you want to place that in between, just like that. And then you'll continue doing that. And then kind of vary it just a little bit. You don't have to match them exactly, so this can be coming up slightly, just a bit. And this white must be touching that one light colour. Place that together. And this one can be on there. Okay, so it's kind of like a complex ikat cane, where you kind of put all of these strips together. And so I'd continue doing that until I've used up my entire 3 Skinner blends. Now, just a quick thing, the reason I haven't turned this used this in the same Skinner blend as this one, because I want there to be a shock between the white and this blue. Because in the pansy that I'm copying, there's a very sudden line between the white and this one. So you don't want to be doing a Skinner blend between these two. Okay, so here's what it looks like now that I'm done. So now just start squishing this bit that is raised. And just gently squish that out so that you're going to get a somewhat equal slab. Just like that. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to start gently reducing this until you get it into a square cane shape. So that's going to take a little while. You need to be pressing on these sides and on the ends, and just be careful not to get any distortion. So every now and then, or not distortion, but you don't want these ends bowing out. Distortion is perfectly fine actually in this case. It's not encouraged, but don't worry if you get a little bit of it. So just continue reducing this until you get about that size of a cane. So I'd say maybe around 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters square. But we'll see when we get there. Okay, now one thing that I do want to just do is you'll see that I have the same sides on both of here. I want to take some of my leftover colour, and I just want to quickly roll this out in my finished setting. It won't take a minute. There we go. Okay, and I just want to pop that over here. There we go. Okay, and the reason for that is we're probably going to want to cut this in half and put it back together again. So I don't want these two exact same sides repeating, because we have had a streak in between each of those 2 layers throughout the cane, so that will make the seam between the 2 pieces obvious. Okay, so now I'm going to reduce that, and so you want to reduce that, and then you also want to take what's left over from your Skinner blend with the white, colour 1, colour 2 and colour 3, and you want to form that into a Skinner blend plug, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, so here it is reduced. So I've got a little bit of distortion on these ends, which I'm just going to trim off. Just need to trim a little bit more on that side. Okay, so that's what it looks like at the moment. So now I just want to cut this in half, so you can see what it looks like in the middle. Now what I want to do is I want to join these 2 together. Let's see, which side did I need it to be on? Okay. Be able to see what I'm doing here now. Just deciding on which side I wanted it. Okay, and this is just going to make those lines a little thinner. And I'm just going to press that. And now we need to be able to cut 4 pieces from this. So I'm just going to quickly reduce it down to something that I can cut into that. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just going to use my flexible blade to trim this so we can get a nice clear image. Okay. And here's what that image looks like. And so if you wanted to, you could use that as a flower petal if you wanted. You can see up here that there's some very fine lines and things, which is nice. So if you wanted to use this on a flower petal on its own, you could most definitely do that. But we don't want to do that now. So I'm just going to cut this in half. You can see what it looks like in there. I'm just going to pop it on top of each other just to make my job a little bit easier. I'm going to cut in half again. Okay, so now we need 2 side petals and 2 for the bottom. Okay, so this bottom bit, I'm just going to, so don't worry about this bit, this is the bit that's going to be facing out. This bit we want to start moulding inward so that we form a teardrop end. Now don't worry about if it's curving in over here because we're going to chop this off just a little bit in a minute. And we're going to do, you want to basically replicate what you're doing with this one with this one. So just want to form this into a triangle, and I'm just going to round off these edges as well while we're at it. So that we're going to form a teardrop. Just take a little bit of time to mould this. Okay, and then when you're happy with it, because this is going to be forming the bottom part of your pansy, you're happy with it, then just pop that to the side and repeat with this one. Okay, so we've done these 2 over here. Put those to the side. Now I've done a blend between colour number 5 and number 6. And I'm just going to trim off this section because it's a little bit orange. You basically want to trim until you start getting to the blend. Okay. Then fold until you have a fairly thick slab. As thick as you can get it to go. Okay. And now what I want to do is I want to get this into a plug shape. You know, a skinny blend plug. Okay. I want to get it so that I can reduce it as a round. And there we are. Just trim up that section, trim up that section. And I'm only going to need a small amount. And I'm going to reduce that down. Okay, just like that. It's just a quick reduction. I'm just going to trim up these ends. Okay. Now bring over these. Now you want to line them up so that each piece matches with the other one. But don't get rid of this dip between the 2. Just squish these 2 ends together. Now I suggest getting a photo to copy just to make sure that you get the shape of the pansy right. Okay, so these ends need to come up a bit. So I'm just busy moulding these together. So it might be easier to separate them while you do this. Okay, and I'm just going to work at this until I'm happy that I've got the bottom shape right. Okay, so fairly happy. Now we want to curve this skinner blend in. Like this. But you want to keep it flat. Now don't worry about this dip over here, we can fix that in a little while. Right, now you just want to be bringing that in so that it folds over. Okay, and at this point, because we're working with Kato, you can still separate these. Okay, and I'm just going to round up this end again. Same here. Drag that around and just round up this edge. There we go. Okay, and then just hollow out this area over here. Okay. And just drag this in until you're happy. And I'm just going to cut off this edge here, and cut off this edge here, and I'm not cutting an entire piece, I'm just cutting off a little bit. Okay, now I need to bring over something to hollow out this bit here. I'm just going to use this to create around there, and I'll also use that to just gently piece this together. Okay, then we'll bring over this and roll it to the right shape. And you want it orange side down. I'll just trim that side, trim on that side. Okay, and that's our first little bit. Now what I want to do is I just want to be, because these petals will be a little frilly, so I'm just going to go and press with this tool just to round out some edges, just to create some frills. And they don't have to be too dramatic, just press your tool in, and again just hollow this out a little bit just to keep it there. Okay, and I'll just create some frills on this side and here. There we go. And I'll just go back and hollow out in there. There we go, we've got a few frills. Okay, that looks correct. I just accidentally rounded out one of my frills there. Okay, so that's the bottom of our pansy. Now what I want to do is bring over just a little bit of white to wrap around over here. Sorry, didn't mean white, I meant translucent. I'm just going to cut off these edges, and this sheet is as thin as you possibly can get it. So for me that's around about 1 millimeter, maybe a little less than 1 millimeter. Okay. I'm just going to gently wrap that when we get to these little frills, you want to just use this tool to drag it down to get the translucent in there. And I want to get the translucent in here too. Okay. Just want to go far enough around. I'll just cut that off to make it a little bit more manageable. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut off this excess here, just using this. That will do just fine. Okay, then just go smoothen your frills. Okay. And then I'm just going to trim. Okay, there we are. So that's what we have so far. That is the bottom of our pansy. Now we want to start working with this over here. So what we want to do first is we want to just cut off roughly around half. So I'll do the same here. I'll show you the madness behind that in a minute. So this one's going to go over here. Over here that is. So we need to start pressing this into a teardrop, which with this one end curving around. So I'll work on that and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm done, because it will be easier to show rather than explain. Okay, so here's the shape that I want. So it's kind of that shape. So here I'll show you that so you can see exactly what it looks like. Then I have this Skinner blend that we had before, which was the leftovers from this one over here that I turned into a plug. I've reduced it down. What I want to do is I want to cut off this white bit. We don't want that bit. We only want this bit. Okay. And now what we want to do is we just need to get this to the right position for my liking. Okay, I'll show you this in a minute. It's better for me to just show you rather than explain, because I can't really explain it. Okay, I'm still here, don't worry, I haven't gone anywhere. Okay, I'm getting to where I want to go, and I basically, if you look at the photo, this part's been cut out of the pansy because the petal goes behind here. So that's what I'm trying to get here. Okay, there we go. So let me see if that looks right. It used to be sitting right there. Okay, so that's what I want. Now I'm just going to press it down and take these two halves so that they become one. Just pressing them together. There we are. Okay, Now we want to fit this. So I need this bit to curve over just a bit so that it's going to fit our petal. Okay, that's just right. Now I'm just going to squish it back down because it's gotten a little bit reduced because of my activities. Just trying to smooth out this join here. And then we want that to fit in over here. Okay, so just like that. Then just bring this around so that it sits up just like that. Okay, so on this end that I've just trimmed up quickly, you want it to be sitting kind of like that. And then just take this tool, just take something that you can round off and just move that bit a bit because you want there to be kind of a line. So I want to put this in here and then curve my petal over it gently. Now everything that you are doing with this side you need to repeat with the other side. Okay, and that's going to look like a mess in the beginning. Just trim it off every now and then to check your steps to see whether things are still going okay, if you're worried. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do the other one of these and then I can show you what it will look like. So you can see it's kind of looking like a pansy. So here, let me see if I can, this needs to be curved over a bit more obviously, but I'd like to give you a quick view of what it's going to look like somewhat. There we go, so you can kind of see what it's going to look like there, but we do need to do some shaping and we need to pop on the edges behind it too. Okay, so here are our two pieces. So now what we want to do is we want to just join them together quickly. Okay. And then we're just going to use this tool. My fingers actually will work better. But I just want this top layer. You'll get the dark layer, then the lighter layer, and then this other dark layer. You want the light and the dark layer joined, just this top layer you want separate. Like that. So that's just going to take a little bit of moulding. And then I'm kind of curving it a little bit around this to give it an interesting effect. Okay. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Now what we want to do is we want to just put in squiggles, just like we did for the lower area over here. Yeah. And just go back and redo the ones that are down here and just open this up because during our building it can get a little bit distorted. Okay, now I want to take a slice to see what it looks like so far. Okay, that looks pretty good so far. This bit up top here needs to be rounded out a little bit more. So I'll just press this bit down. and I'm just busy shaping it at the moment. Just rounding out this end over here, and I'm just going to bring over some translucent. Just roll it into a log. Doesn't have to be thick or anything. Just needs to fit into here. Keep that in shape. Okay, and then if I look at it, let's see. This needs to be facing a little bit further up. This again, just busy pressing it to round it out. So this building part, it basically is going to depend. I can't really give you many tips for it other than to get a picture and to try and copy it as accurately as you can. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now we want to do the top area. So I'll put that off to the side and bring over our other skinner blend here. And we want to form this into a skinner blend plug. Okay, so here are our petals. So I find that the easiest thing to do with these is to actually mold them into the shape of a petal, and then to cut out the bits that need to go to fit it in here. Okay, so just go around with these bits, and I need to make sure that's the right height for that. Okay, now you're gonna have a front petal and then another one behind it, so that one will be the one behind it. So let's see. So I'm gonna just trim away this little bit here. Okay. Because I need it to fit in there. And actually, I just want to trim away a little bit of this colour because it's a little bit too light. There we go. Then bring up this tool, let's round it out here and round it out there. Okay, and I'm just going to mold this side because this side needs to curve just slightly over here, so we're going to need to put some translucent in here now that I remember actually. And I need to make a little hole here. So I need a bit of a hole here and a bit of a hole there. So I'm going to just mold this around this tool and then squish this here. So that it's going to fit in here. Okay, and so I'm just quickly going to open up this bit to give me more space. There we go. Now I'm going to press around these sides, and you can just go down the whole way. Then remember to gently squeeze out the air in those gouges that we had. Gently press that in there. I'm just going to peel back this bit because I want to cut it over there. Okay, there. Okay, and then these extra bits I'll just tear off in the meantime. And get that out of the way. Okay. Then we'll bring over this piece, and we need a little bit of it to fit in here. I think the best thing might actually be to just test it as we go. And this bit needs to be quite stubby. Okay, fit that in there. Needs to be a little thinner just around the bottom bit here. Okay, that fits. And this end needs to curl around. Both ends do actually. Okay. Here we go. So there you can see what that looks like at the moment. Then we need to get the other one, and this one I need to trim up quite a bit, but we'll first form that into a petal shape like that. Okay, and then just trim up that end. And I just need to form a small triangle in the middle here, and I'm trying to keep it from reducing. You don't want it to be reducing at this point. Then that's kind of how you want it to look. Just gently press this in so that it tapers off, and this end too, so that it tapers off. Yeah. Okay, and then before we do anything, we need to pop in some nice ripples there. Restore these ones that we have down here, and create some new ones in here. Okay, I'm just going to trim. I need to press this together a bit more before I can actually see what's going on, because I might need to trim a few things and remove it and resize it a little bit. Oops. Okay, so these need to be trimmed down just a little bit. Okay, so I've trimmed it up just a little bit, just by taking it out and trimming it and replacing it. Now you're going to take translucent, and you're going to fill in these little frills that you want. So you fill in all of these areas with translucent that fits it, and then you'll just wrap this with a layer of translucent and then reduce it. So I'll just pop in these logs like that. and then I will wrap the entire piece in translucent and reduce, and then I'll show you what it looks like.